Alright everyone, we're back. I can't go back if I use it. I know I'm gonna disappear anyway, but I have to try to find some other way as long as I'm alive. I promise I'll protect Sakura from everything. I can't selfishly die. I wanna live with Sakura. So...
と、
But there's no other way. Sakura's crime. The absolute requirement for Sakura's happiness is the destruction of this curse. Only a single grain of my consciousness is left. Sakura,
投影開始。
The promise I made with you. A sword is in my hand. Is body last?
シロは死なないよ。だってこの門を閉じるのは私だから。
It's the voice of someone I can't remember. I can't remember, but I call her name. I know I have to do it. Because we'll never return if I don't.
ねえ、シロは生きたい？どんな命になっても、どんな形になっても、シロはまだ生きていたい？
I wanna live. Name. I have to call her name and stop her. But I wanna live. I know we'll disappear if I nod, but I wanna live from the bottom of my heart.
よかった。私もそうしたかった。私よりシロにこれからを生きてほしかったから。
What are you saying, idiot? Just come back. You won't be able to return if you go any further. I'll take him, so damn. I have to remember her name, but my head's turned stupid and the important name is...
じゃあ奇跡を見せてあげる。前に見せた遠見の応用だけど今度のはすごいんだよ。なんて言ったってみんなが見たがってた魔法なんだから。
No, I don't need to see it. Just come back.
けど器だけは安物かな。使えるのは私の体しかないから完全に再現はできないの。けど大丈夫。リンと一緒に試行錯誤すればすぐに元通りにしてもらえるわ。
She goes to the center. The person in white becomes the sacrifice, just like in the first ritual to close the Great Holy Grail.
じゃあね。私とシローは血がつながっていないけどシローと兄弟で本当によかった。
Yeah. If that's how you feel, then don't go. I can't sacrifice you. I said we'd live together to make up for all the time you've lived alone. But if one of us has to be sacrificed, then...
言ったよね。兄貴は妹を守るもんなんだって。ええ、私はお姉ちゃんだもん。なら弟を守らなくっちゃ。
リア。
I remember. Her name. Kiritsugu's real blood relative. The girl who was left alone because I came and stole him. A girl with silver hair and red eyes. That's a bit older than me.
イリア。イリア。イリア。イリア。イリア。イリア。
I can't reach her. I don't hear voices anymore. I can't see anything in this light. And at the last moment, she smiles goodbye and shuts the gate of the Great Holy Grail. The sage cries out, "Open gates of heaven, bless us and bestow a miracle upon us." The curtain closes, the millennium comes to a standstill. Our dreams, our hope, and was forbidden from the start. The stars fall off in the sky, space closes up into nothingness, and it's going by too fast for me to read. All has been engulfed by the darkness, nothing can hurt you now. I can see the sky. I can go into the sky if I reach out just a bit. But there's nothing left. There's absolutely no energy left in my body. I'm sinking. The life she saved is sinking. I clench my fist out of vexation. I feel something cold in my hand. The sensation rouses my mind.
大丈夫。リンが助けてくれるから。
Yeah, there's a miracle in my hand. A little magical energy. A small useless pendant, but it can at least help me reach out with my hands. I reach out. The gentle atmosphere and the warm sun hits my skin. In my hand is the endless blue sky. Excuse me. Epilogue.
Ah, 疲れた。
I drop the bag filled with souvenirs on the ground and stretch. The sky's clear and sunny, and the spring sunlight feels great. It's too bright outside the darkened interior of the plane, but this is nothing since I'm finally free of the long journey.
あ、ベールでなくなってる。代わりに映画館なんてできたんだ。しばらく見ないうちに変わったな。
I stretch myself out and look around the town. It took 25 hours to travel from London to this suburban Japanese town. My body is cramped from being stuffed in a small seat. My butt hurts from all the sitting, and I hit my head on the ceiling during the landing.
エコノミーどころの話じゃないわよね。せめてまっとうな旅行会社を使えばよかった。
Moral of the story, don't skimp on travel expenses when taking long trips. Even if I'm dirt poor, and Luviagelita says.
あらミスト大阪、お金に困っているのなら私好きのメイドにしてあげてもよろしくてよ。4番街のしみったれた悪趣味カフェのウェイトレス1年分の月給は保証しますわ。ああ、そう言っておきますけど割と本気ですから。明日朝一で編入届を出してきなさいね。
I can't be stingy when I'm coming back to my home country. Yeah, I'll be smart next time. I have the return ticket, so I'll have to deal with that worn-out plane on the way back.
バスは20分待ちか。まあ、面倒だし歩いていこう。
I lift up the bag and start to walk. It's about an hour on foot. It takes a while, but it's good since there's still time until we're supposed to meet.
懐かしいな。海沿いの風だ。
I squint against the wind as I roll my travel bag. I'm back. The hometown seemed to have changed in the year I've been away, but it hasn't actually changed at all. I walk on, delighted by every trifling detail. It's my yearly homecoming, but my first time back in this country since I went overseas to London. It's pleasant to walk through the town in the first time in a year. Well, the happiness doesn't change the fact that the bag is mercilessly heavy.
よし。まあ、こんなんで OK かな。
I take a shower and check my appearance in the mirror. It's It's not that I'm self-conscious, but it won't do any harm to get fired up since this is the first time I'm seeing them in a year. Oh, there's one person that might glare at me, but I'll ignore her just for today. The house is cleaner than I thought, and there isn't much accumulated dust. Sakura might be cleaning this place from time to time. I'm thankful. I really am, but
あの子、変なことにここを使ってないわよね。なんか記憶にないシャンプーがあったんだけど。
shampoo goes in the bath. You don't put shampoo in the study, kitchen, entrance, or the yard. No. It's nothing to worry about, but it's pretty suggestive.
もう3時じゃない。ああ、もう2時間も何してたんだ私。
I dash to the door, try to put on some pumps to show off, give up, and change back into my boots and dash out again. I'm supposed to be there at 4. I want to get there early and inspect my enemy, but my strength will go down if my hair gets messed up. It's regrettable, but I should face them straight on. It's an emotional moment, but I just want to forget about everything and run in now that I'm here. I go through the gate and up to the door. Well, let's ring the doorbell. After the ding-dong, the door opens. Oh, it's Ryder. I'm surprised. Ryder came to the door, and she's wearing normal clothes.
ただいま。ちょっと早いけど帰ってきたわ。さくらはいる？ライダ？
ええ。さくらは部屋で。タイガは居間で待っています。
藤村先生もいるんだ。で、春休みだから当然か。じゃあお邪魔します。とりあえず今に行けばいい？
はい。私はさくらを呼んできます。
I walk into the hallway. I glance at Ryder while we head to the living room. Could she be considered an ambush? She was beautiful before, but stands out much more in her normal clothes. To be blunt, she's really gorgeous. When a woman calls another woman gorgeous, you know it's true. I've seen many beautiful women over there, but I haven't seen anyone as beautiful as Ryder. Well, she's superior to humans, so it's natural that she's extraordinary. She's a servant after all. The Magi in the spirit spelling department would be unable to work for 3 days if they saw her. I bet they'd lock themselves up in their workshop for a month if they found out she's a familiar.
リン、私に話があるのですか？
そうね。あれから調子はどう？少しは今の状態に慣れた？
そうですね。2年前に比べれば安定しています。リンがいなくなってからは不安定でしたが、1月ほど前から安定しだしました。さくらもコツをつかんだようです。
そう。まあライダーとさくらは相性がいいから心配はしてなかったけど、そのさくらに黙って血なんて取ってないでしょうね。
It's not that I'm blaming her, but if she is, I'm worried about whether she can follow through.
それこそ心配無用です。さくらに知られるような真似は決して。
Or you gain the blood from. That's what I'd like to know. It's a vague answer, but I guess I'll let it slide since she doesn't seem to be troubling anyone. It's a bad habit of mine as a magus. Familiars as strong as Ryder are so valuable that I tend to overlook some mischief.
それではまた。リンには相談事もありますので、夜に時間を作っていただけますか？
内緒話ならここじゃなくてうちでしましょう。今夜はこっちに泊まるから明日の夜でいい？
Ryder nods and heads to Sakura's room. Oh.
お帰りなさい、リン。
ありがとう。留守中苦労かけたわね、ライダー。
She smiles and leaves. Geez, I'm speechless. She's a real beauty.
いらっしゃい登坂さん。元気そうで何よりね。はい、お邪魔します。藤村先生もお変わりないようで安心しました。今日は部活動お休みですか？
今日は東坂さんが来るって聞いてたからずる休み。ま、今年の首相はしっかりしてるし、今日は新入生対策の会議だから問題ないわ。
新入生対策？部員減ったんですか、弓道部？
増えたよ。ほら、去年はさくらちゃんが首相になってたでしょ。それで男の子は増えたんだけど、女の子が定員に届いてないのよ。で、東坂さんは卒業したから知らないか。ま、今年はかっこいい男の子が首相だから、うまく立ち回ればどっさり入ってくるだろうけどね。
はあ、かっこいい男の子って誰です？
三辻さんの弟さん。これがまあ姉さんとは正反対の小心者なのよ。部活紹介でステージになんて立ったら金縛りに合うわね、絶対。
I think she's choosing the wrong person for the job. I didn't even know Mitsuzuri had a brother. Well, archery has this strict image, so it might be good to appeal to the girls by showing how easy it is. But Ayako's brother, huh? I never heard she had one.
それであっちの暮らしはどうなの？日本人だからっていじめられてない？ほら、美大の子ってライバル心だけで友人関係成立してるじゃない？
藤村先生、それは偏見です。芸術を信奉する人間にそのような供給差はありません。
あ、怒られちゃった。
I can't tell her all they care about is themselves. Making things worse, Fujimura Sensei's concerns are 100% correct at the department I'm in, but I'm going to keep quiet. Wait, Fujimura Sensei's looking at me and smiling.
なんでしょう、藤村先生。
東坂さん綺麗になったなって、一皮むけたっていうか、大人になったっていうか、向こうでいい人でもできた？
Why does the conversation end up here when girls are talking? And she's sharp too.
なんか手応えあり。どうなのよ、花のロンドンでしょ。こうパーッと出会った瞬間に謎の組織に追われて手をつないで大脱走、残り10分あたりでロンドン橋が炎上してキスしてお別れとかしちゃってたら承知しないぞ。
いえ、別にそういうことはないです。
じゃあいい話は一切なし？
そういうわけではないんですが、まあできそうというかできないというか。
I can't help but give a vague answer. I've had no shortage of proposals. I at least like to have a research partner. But I somehow can't get serious. Every time I go out with a guy, I can't concentrate because another idiot keeps popping up in my head. It's unbelievable, but I think every day that it might mean I'm in love with him. No, it can't be true.
あ、さくらちゃん。
I straighten up at once. Sakura's confused by my reaction. Wow, she hasn't changed a bit.
はい、元気だった、さくら。
Sakura nods, and her happiness is written on her face plain as day.
おかえりなさい、姉さん。元気そうで嬉しいです。
She congratulates my return with the biggest smile I've seen. An hour passed. We talk about what's happened during the year since I went overseas.
そっか、さくらもう卒業したんだね。それで進路はどうするの？うちに来るなら私から紹介状でっち上げるけど。そうですね。嬉しいけど遠慮しておきます。今はこっちでやることがあるし、勉強なら見てくれる人がいますから。手紙にあった綺麗な後釜か。まあ人のいいじいさんみたいだし、うちに来るよりはマシだろうけど、たまには外に出て冒険してみないとダメになるわよ。ただでさえあんたは怠け性なんだから、教師は生きのいいのじゃないと。 それなら大丈夫です。ダイダ、すごく厳しいから。ちょっと怠けるとですね、すっごく怖い顔するんです。ああ、いや、そりゃ怖いでしょう、彼女の本気は。
She has mystic eyes of petrification after all. I bet your clothes would be turned to stone if she gets mad at you. Oh, why doesn't Fujimura-sensei look well?
藤村先生？何？ごめんなさい、聞いてなかった。いえ、そういうのではないのですが、急に黙り込んでしまったから気になって。
あ、ちょっとね。さくらちゃんと東坂さんを見てるとシロのこと思い出しちゃって。今いればすごくラッキーなのに、あの子ったら肝心なところで損してるんだから。ああ、帰り遅いよね、シロ。いつになったら帰ってくるのかな。
Fujimura-sensei looks out the window with a cup in her hand. She's looking off into the distance. She's looking up at the clear blue sky.
あれ、なんか変な雰囲気になっちゃったわね。私のせいかなとか。
Yes.
そんなことないですよ。藤村先生が先輩の話をしてくれるのは嬉しいです。
ダメよ、さくらちゃん。さくらちゃんにとってシュローはもう先輩でも何でもないんだから。まあそれはともかく、急に体を動かしたくなったから道場で素振りでもしてくるわ。
Maybe Fujimura-sensei's being considerate. Well, I'm glad she's thinking about us, but I don't know how to start the conversation now.
まあいいか。こっちまで気を使うことないものね。聞いておくべきことは聞いておかないと。で、さくら、あんたの方はどうなのよ。あれから2年、なんとかやっていけそう？はい、少しずつですけど、いろいろなことを素直に受け止められるようになりました。罪の意識で潰されるのは逃げなんだって。私は私のできることをして少しずつ頑張っていこうと思います。そっか、ちょっと見てきたけど街も完全に元通りだものね。2年前の傷跡は消えていて、おかしな事件ももう起こらない。私の役目をさくらに押し付けて教会に行っちゃったけど、それはそれでよかったってことか。はい、姉さんの代わりは大変でした。おかげでこの1年間ずっと強くなれた気がします。
She must mean mentally. Well, it just means people are better off moving around than sitting there and worrying.
けど、そういう姉さんはどうなんですか？なんかいろいろゴタゴタしてたって聞いてますけど。私？ゴタゴタしてたって言えばしてたけど。
Where should I start? I'll have to start 2 years ago. Holy Grail War. It's been 2 years since the war Sakura and I were involved in. The Great Holy Grail was destroyed and the foundation of the Holy Grail War along with it. The search for the Holy Grail in this land has been permanently stopped and the city of Fuyuki has regained its peace. But it didn't end for me there. The whole event on the land I supervise. The land of Fuyuki belongs to my family, but the Magic Association approved it, so it's not completely ours. The Magic Association demands that all divine mysteries be hidden, and we broke that rule to pieces. First, the enormous damage the Holy Grail War caused to society. Next, the assassination of the Master dispatched by the Magic Association. Finally, the activation of the Swirl of Origin that the Association measured. Well, the first two are Kire's responsibility, and he's the supervisor they sent, so I had my excuse. But I can't duck responsibility for the third one. The appearance of the Gate from the Holy Grail. A ritual leading to the origin needs to be conducted under the supervision of the Magic Association. And by their rules, I'm a criminal. They detected its activation in the far eastern land. They were surprised and happy, but it suddenly disappeared. They were mad that we opened the gate, but I hear they really wanted to kill me since we closed it even though we succeeded. Even though I was busy dealing with the aftermath, I was taken to London's clock tower. And that's how the one-man court started, in a meeting room that could hold 300 people. There were heads of every department along with Magi who wanted the Tosaka family's rights once I had been sentenced. It was more of a circus than a trial.
はあ、私もここまでか。こうなったら教会と反目している中東圏に逃げ込むか、日本で徹底抗戦だ。
I was determined and was even making my escape plans, but there were people that wanted to save me while there were people who wanted to kill me. In the face of everyone's condemnation,
いや、弟子の不始末は私の責任でもある。
the old man who slightly outranked all who were present appeared and nullified all the charges against me. It's not that he took the blame in my place. It's give and take. Out of everything he could have done,
よかろう。では弟子を取ることにする。享受するのは3人までだ。各部門協議の末、見込みのあるものを選出せよ。
he dropped a bombshell. I mean, a long missing sorcerer appeared and said he'd take apprentices on top of it. The whole place became a riot. Completely forgetting about me, everyone ran to their departments panicking over who should be selected. And he came to me, who was standing there
トンビ
dumbfounded.
が鷹を生んだというのはお前の国の言葉だったな。東坂は最も目のない教え子だったが、わずか6代でたどり着くとは。
And you said something ridiculous like that?
何のことでしょう、大師父。
I played dumb, because I thought he'd kill me if he found out what went on. Sorcerers don't tell others about their sorcery. My instincts told me he'd kill anyone who followed in his footsteps without mercy. But my enemy's no ordinary person. He pats my head and praises me.
連中を利用してやれ。ここは窮屈な場所だが、道具だけは揃っておる。
As expected from the Great Master, the old man who traveled across many parallel worlds was a wholehearted guy. Yes. The truth is, I can recreate the gem sword. I comprehended the blueprint and the theory during that fight, so I can copy the sorcery if I have the needed material in time. Well, I need a lot of money for it, so it's nothing I can accomplish in 10 years. Anyway, got to walk away free. In addition, I got a free pass to the clock tower, so I named Sakura the supervisor of Fuyuki and left for London. It's been a year since then. Life at the tower knocked me around a bit, but like Sakura, I'm slowly expanding my territory.
そうですか。それで姉さん、エミヤの家、先輩のことは問題になってないわ。報告にはあげてないし、キレイも巻き込まれて死亡した一般人としか記録してなかった。幸か不幸か、あいつのことを知っているのは私とあなただけってこと。
The air tent is up. After the incident, Sakura and I were carried to the surface and managed to survive. Ryder took me to my house and replenished my magical energy. My magic crest will keep me alive even by force if I still have magical energy. I wasn't able to eat for a while, but I healed quickly. Sakura suffered after effects from her connection to Angara Mainyu and from the fact that he was gone. She didn't panic, nor did she get depressed. She pretended to be alright so that he could come back at any time. If she'd freaked out instead of acting like that, I could have done something. But that's all in the past. Time passes and the days slowly change. Sakura graduated, and she's saying she'll stay in this town for a bit longer. I'm gonna spend my whole vacation here, and I have to fly back to London in a week. Why did I come back to this place? A year ago? No, a lot of things happened 2 years ago. My memory stops a year ago, but I was a frequent guest here until I graduated. Is that why? It feels like if I turn towards the kitchen, I'll see him there, cooking with a knife in hand. An amateur magus who was involved in the Holy Grail War. He actually won and...
ただいま。あ、いや、悪い悪い。一世から檀家のお供え物を分けてもらってたら遅くなっちまった。
I like how they made it seem like he never came back from this, and then he just shows up like here, and it's all good. He's still alive and well now. Shiro comes into the living room, arms laden with groceries. And, of course, our eyes meet.
よ相変わらず元気そうだな、そっちは。
Crap, I'm about to burst out laughing. It's totally obvious that he took a deep breath in the hallway and tried to act as normally as he can.
久しぶりね。相変わらず抜けてるみたいじゃない、そっちは。
Wait, why am I panicking too? And Sakura's laughing at us for that.
先輩、無理して強がってると余計姉さんに笑われますよ。まあ、姉さんも同じように意地を張ってるからおあいこですけど。
Sakura says something scary.
別に無理なんてしてない。遠坂は家族なんだから、うちにいるのは当たり前だろ。何も特別なことなんてない。
But he's loaded down with groceries. Jeez. What are you gonna do with that? We can't eat that much, you idiot.
そうね、緊張して損しちゃった。こいつなんにも変わってないし。はい、先輩はなんにも変わってません。
Oh, he's got that familiar look where he wants to say something but can't.
言ってろ。それより遠坂、今晩は飯食っていくんだろ。
ええ、泊まる気満々だけど。
そっか。じゃあ休んでろ。長旅で疲れただろ。晩飯はこっちで片付けるから、さくらとお茶飲んで待ってろよ。積もる話もあるだろうしな。
He goes into the kitchen and puts on his apron. To spin the scene here for a year. No, for half a year.
ありがとう。お言葉に甘えるわ。
そうしろそうしろ。あ、それとおかえり遠坂。ちっとも心配してなかったけど、いつも通りで安心した。
ええ、ただいまレミヤくん。そっちもいつも通りで嬉しいわ。
And the master of this house goes to make dinner for the freeloaders. Well, I look forward to finding out how much he got back to normal in the last year.
調子良さそうじゃない。一時はどうなることかと思ったけど、あれなら相手が誰であろうとバレないかな。学校の方は問題なし？はい、おかげさまで一緒に卒業できました。
I see. Then there's nothing else I can do. Well, he didn't need our help in the first place, but I was able to come up with excuses for why he missed school for a year to deceive Fujimura sensei. So, if you ask me why he's alive, I have to say it's sorcery. And Mishiro's body was destroyed. Between the influence of Archer's arm and the strain of projecting beyond his limits, his magic circuit was broken to pieces. It was a death that even the Holy Grail couldn't reverse. But he's still moving around like that because the Shiro over there is his copy. That's not right either. Anyway, Shiro's body died. That Holy Grail can't revive a dead body. The Holy Grail. Ilya can only use the divine mystery called the Third Sorcery. Ilya managed to revive Shiro's soul with that. She revived his soul and gave him a body free of wounds. She might not believe me, but this is the Third Sorcery we're talking about. It's not just putting your spirit into someone else's brain and controlling them. Once you give it a container or a body, the soul manifested by the Third Sorcery will take perfect form. It's the genes of the soul, not those of the body. Preserving Shiro's soul, Ilya revived him by inserting it into a container. But it wasn't perfect. Maybe Ilya's Third Sorcery didn't match the original. A few days after the cavern collapsed, the Shiro Ryder found was just a bit different from the Shiro we knew. No, she didn't find him, she picked him up. No, it was more like she plucked him out. I was surprised and wondered how it could be possible. But if I think about it, the body that's cooking right now is being remotely controlled by his soul. Memories, mind, and magic circuit are actually in the soul. So the body is only a terminal to move around, and the command structure is invincible in that world. Well, we experimented with a lot of things in the first half a year. It's not like he'd grow if we watered him, and we weren't equipped to make him a homunculus. So we ended up selling the books at the Mato house and obtaining a body left by a famous puppet maker, leaving us where we are now. Don't take this the wrong way. Shiro's is as human as the rest of us. He can go get surgery at hospitals, drink cold medicines, and die when he's killed. Souls can be put into bodies to give them life, but the souls will be fixed to the body in exchange. In short, he's like a servant that can operate without a master. The only difference is that he's living in this age. He'll grow old and die of old age. And he cooks like he's doing now. He's the same Emiyashiro.
でも元が中古だしな。何人か腕のいい人形師を当たってみたんだけど、今の素体よりいい出物はなかったわ。あの素体を作ったっていう人にお願いしようともしたけど、その人封印指定を受けて教会から逃げ出したんだって。見つけるのは骨でしょうね。そうですか。けど先輩は今のままで問題ないって言ってますよ。魔力の通りが悪いだけで、あとは前よりいいくらいだって。私もそう思います。
Oh, the soul will overwrite the body no matter how good the body is, so there may be places that aren't functioning properly, and I don't think it'll get any better.
ちょっと待った。
Why are you getting embarrassed?
さくら？そのですね。私もやりすぎかなって思うんですけど、私の体がまだ
Are you trying to tell me he's overactive?
あ、
That's right. Sakura's body still has after effects from Angra Mainyu. Even with the contract broken, she's still a Holy Grail. She was connected to Angra Mainyu, so she's still connected with the other side. Vast amounts of magical energy are collecting in Sakura's body, and she has to periodically let it out. It's because of that magical energy that she can keep brighter, even after the Great Holy Grail's destruction. But she still can't use it all, so she must be giving the surplus to Shiro. Shiro's current body has a very weak magic circuit, so he would return to how he was before without her help.
はあ、いろいろと込み入ってるのね、あなたたち。はい、前途多難です。
There are lots of problems to living normally, but Sakura's constitution is a huge advantage if she's planning to live as a magus.
って考えてみればすごいパーティーじゃない、私たち。
Shiro's a successful example of the third sorcery, and he should be able to use his reality marble if he starts training. Sakura can use her abilities as the Holy Grail, although only in part. And she even has Rider. And I can manage a copy of the second sorcery. We're invincible. I wish they'd hold a magic tournament at the association. We'd easily win, so maybe they could just hand us our prize money. About 500,000 pounds, of course, and don't deduct income tax because we're Japanese. Crap, I'm beginning to feel like it. We'll be able to do whatever we want after that, full of happiness and hope. I'll use the money to reproduce the gem sword, leave that crappy place and come back to this town. Then we can...
まあ、無理か。人間地道が一番だし。
I quickly give up on the idea. I think it's too fanciful. I like my life, and I'm looking forward to the changes in the future. And it's not like we'll be apart forever. I'm sure they won't lead an ordinary life in this peaceful town with all the potential problems they have.
姉さん、なんか今邪悪な笑みをこぼしてましたけど。そう？勘がいいわね、さくら。
I get up from the cushion. I can't take things slow. I can only stay here for 7 days after all. I can't skip a single one of these dinners.
シロ、手伝うから今度貸して。英国仕込みの腕前見せてあげる。
I reject his protest. I'm smiling more than I really mean to as I put on the apron that's prepared for me.
さて。
I roll up my sleeves and head to the kitchen. Oh, before that, I remember the most important thing I need to verify. It's been 2 years. I turn back to my younger sister.
さくら、幸せ？
Her full smile is perfect. That made my whole trip worthwhile. She gives me some of her happiness and I look up at the sky. Winter passed before I knew it, and it's spring. The scenery is dyed pink without a trace of the cold days. I keep walking on, weighing what we've lost and what we've gained. Well, the story in this town has ended, but our story is just beginning. The end road will come in the distant future. It looks like it'll be another clear day tomorrow, and my vacation's just starting. Let's look forward to the new day, the new future. I can see us leisurely walking down the hill road. Well, let's go see the flowers we promised to see. So the winter went by and spring came along. Nature's in its full bloom and there's nothing left that reminds you of the hard cold days. Stash away both what you lost and gained, for life continues on. Now then, the story that unraveled in this town has reached its conclusion. Now stages and people are waiting for us. Thank God that didn't just disappear on me so fast. Well, alright everyone. Thank you all for sticking with me for this long for all of Fate Stay Night. We've completed all 3 routes, and I gotta say, this has been one hell of a long journey. But indeed, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Again, I enjoyed all 3 routes, and regardless of how I feel about this third one, it was still good. Again, it had its tragic moments. It had a lot of darker undertones compared to the first 2 routes. However, what made it so good was that it was more emotional, it was more impactful, and the fact that we lost Saber in the beginning, I wouldn't say in the beginning, but like maybe the second half, early on, compared to how we always had her throughout the first 2 routes. And then we ended up having a little bit of a switch off with Ryder being our main servant because of Sakura protecting us. And all the while, it was even more, I guess, sadder if we got the other ending, which I remember is we lose Shiro. In this version, though, he came back to us because of the choices we made, and because, what was it? Ilia was able to restore his soul in, I believe it was not a homunculus. I think they said it wasn't a homunculus, but it was a puppet's body from what's her name? I know in Witch and the Holy Night, Aoko's older sister, I believe, she's the one that made the puppeteer's body, in which Rin went to and got the body from, so that they can put Shiro's soul in. So that's cool too, and that's a nice little factual thing that was actually confirmed. I'll actually look forward to whenever, what's that game? Whenever Tsukihime Remake comes out, though. I'm excited about that one. That has my eye, and I've been looking forward to that ever since I found out it was being localized. So if anything, guys, thank you all for sticking around. I enjoyed it so much. As usual, until the next one.